Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Today I'm going to address the Kronii collab drama, and I say drama in quotes because I think this whole thing is being blown out of proportion, but in wake of outrage stemming from her recent collab with male HoloTempus members, Kronii's made several public responses, which have raised many interesting topics, including parasocial relationships, idol culture, and so on. So it all began with this Dead by Daylight stream on August 29th, which featured Kronii, Mori, Bales, and HoloTempus members Vesper and Altair. And I think it's important to note that this was Kronii's first collab with HoloTempus. By all accounts, the collab was a great success. It looked like Kronii had a lot of fun, and everyone in the stream had a lot of fun. However, throughout the collab, there was a consistent stream of negative, rude, and just weird comments from channel members and super chats, many of which directed at Kronii, saying that she shouldn't be collabing with the boys, shipping her with some of the male members, even saying it's disrespectful to her fans to collab with men like that. Really just entitled comments, treating Kronii as if she's their girlfriend or possession because they give her money. And the outrage didn't end there. It extended out to Twitter and schizo boards like 4chan, who felt betrayed and cucked by this collab stream with Kronii and the male members of HoloTempus. And obviously the outrage represents a small portion of the fan base, but they were loud enough to get the attention of Kronii, who the next day addressed the situation on stream and later made this accompanying tweet. And before we watch a few segments from that stream, I want to read the tweet first to give some better context before we head in. So she states, "Alright, shipping in general is okay as long as both parties are comfortable with it. With that in mind, keep on shipping, respectfully. Like me some good fan art." And then she would go on to clarify that this applies to fanfics as well. And having that context, let's watch a few segments from that stream.
I have to give you guys a little talk. I think the people who know would already know, but don't ship people. It's weird. Especially when we're co-workers. Do you ship your coworkers? Think about it. Yes, it's hard for me to understand it. Like, we don't like every guy that we see or talk to. And the guys feel the same way too. Do you not have friends of the opposite sex though? Curious. Do you want to date your friend of the opposite sex? Like all of them? I don't think so.
So she raises a lot of topics in her response, the first one being shipping, and Kronii, like many others, are totally fine with the concept of shipping people together as long as they are comfortable. And it's clear that in this situation, Kronii is uncomfortable being shipped with the male members of HoloTempus, and she's asking people to respect those boundaries. When it comes to shipping, if you state that you're uncomfortable with a certain ship, it's full stop. Nobody should be shipping those people together if the parties involved are uncomfortable with the idea. And also, this has to do with a very unique circumstance that she raised. We're dealing with the shipping of people who work together. Co-workers. It's a very, again, we're talking about VTubers, okay? This isn't a normal office job, but we're talking about cutting to the chase, porn made of two co-workers who are, in this case, saying they're not comfortable with the idea. Again, when that happens, full stop. But she asks a very interesting question in her response, asking, do you people have friends of the opposite gender? Well, I think that's asking a lot of the average VTuber fan, but in all seriousness, it's so weird when people see a male VTuber interact with a female VTuber, and the most benign and innocent of comments are twisted in ways that make them look romantic or sexual. And again, it's like, do you do this with every person of the opposite gender you interact with? You think every single thing has some sort of a sexual or romantic connotation to it? It's a very fair thing for her to ask. And this all relates back to the girlfriend experience and parasocial relationships, which are clearly not her goal with her streams. And again, this is kind of a side point. I'm going to go on a tiny tangent here, but I find it very odd that people who are upset about these collabs between male and female HoloLive members are upset about that, but they're cool with two females collabing together, and in many cases, actively flirting with one another. It's a very weird dichotomy. It's like the male rival or something. I don't know what it is, but to be okay with one but not the other, there's a lot of psychology to it, and I'm not going to pretend to understand it, but clearly there's something really interesting going on there. But in reality, what she said in those responses is taking a hard stance and setting boundaries for future collabs, because obviously this is not going to be her last collab with HoloTempus. Now what's interesting is that the segments we watch come from an unedited clip of Kronii's stream. However, that clip is actually the second version. The original version uploaded by a clip channel has since been removed because it added a few edits during her 7 or 8 minute long discussion about the topic that gave off a different message than Kronii was looking for. And in wake of that, Kronii made a response to that YouTube video before the video was deleted, and I think it's important to read it because it gives even more context as to what she was thinking. So she starts off with, "Best clip so far on the matter by including the tweet, bless. Oh, and in workplaces like HoloLive, for example, being in a relationship reflects badly on the streamer and overall unprofessional. There's a difference in comparison to other workplaces. To be more clear, since I tend to talk vaguely and I leave stuff out because of it, just don't ship me with the guys, since some people can get weird and serious about it. With the girls, it's fine since we find it fun. Otherwise, I like ships, let's go sail. I don't want to readdress this on Twitter though, since people will think it's more serious than it really is, and I don't want to give drama clips more content." And then she made a further reply stating this, "I can't edit my comment, so here's a reply that'll probably get buried. For those saying there's a double standard between same-sex and opposite-sex shipping, yes. There unfortunately is, because idol culture is a thing, and some people can get heated about it, take things too far, and take it on the talents directly. I don't want to be harassed, nor do I want to be the involved parties to be harassed over practically nothing. If you actually watched the stream, you would have been able to see this display of aggression happening throughout. There is a reason why I set the boundaries and made such a decision. Please don't be insensitive and be respectful of one's decision. I know I was being vague and should have said guys instead of people, but hey, it's not like I have a script or anything when the issue came up during stream, but it would be really nice to not twist my words like I said on this stream when you should know the context of it being said like it shows in the title. If you find something else that'll be contradictory or problematic from what I said, then that's a problem you should," and goes on. But you get the point. She doubled down and she clarified a few of the points that she had made during the stream. And really, for people seeing all of this, the entire landscape of everything she said, for the people who were not offended by her collab, it doesn't really change anything, right? You just know better than to get mad at her over collabs and possible ships and things like that. But this just goes to show you that this sort of idol culture and uncomfortability of male and female VTubers from the same agency collabing is not just a Japan problem. It's really a problem that's gone pretty far into the West as well. And again, it's a small portion of the fan base, but it's enough to get the attention of the streamers. And really, all of this was just Kronii setting boundaries and rules. And probably the most compelling argument I've heard for people who are upset by these collabs is that they view their experience with VTubers kind of like slice of life anime. You know, cute girls doing cute things, and they don't want to see guys involved in that fantasy. Well, unfortunately, this isn't a fantasy, this is reality. This is VTubers with real people and an agency that clearly wants them to grow and collab together with the male members. Now, if you are truly uncomfortable about male and female collabs, that doesn't make you a bad person. Just don't watch the stream then, right? You don't have to harass the talents involved. If you really want to support them, you can watch their other streams. And if you can't get that solo experience or female collab experience, wait for their other streams or go watch the dozens of other HoloLive members who strictly do that type of content and don't collab with the male members. But basically, it feels very bad. You're not a real fan if you're angry at people like this for collabing with male members, that helps them get new exposure and helps them grow their channel. But that's my final thoughts on this situation. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and hopefully this added a little bit of clarity for those people who are confused by this whole thing. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.